Way Up with Angela Yee, and there's some energy in the room today. Guerdy Abraira is here with us from Real Housewives of Miami.
Hello.
I mean, this is amazing that you're here.
Yes.
Because I've been following your journey, and you even have your husband, Russell, is here. He's not going to say nothing because we know how that is.
He's very chill.
But he's very supportive.
He's the best. 28 years, girl. I mean, hello.
I know. So you guys met in high school. That is so cute.
The high school, the hallway pass, like, oh, who are you? Oh, no, who are you?
So he liked you. No, you liked him first.
No.
Let's keep it real.
He claimed that he always fond of me, and then I thought he was the cutest thing ever. But I had a boyfriend at that time, so after I broke up with my boyfriend, that's when I started getting a little bit more chatty. And in the hallway, I'm seeing him passing by, and I'm like, "Hi, Russell," and I don't hear nothing back. So I'm like, "Okay, God, okay." Round 2. Hi, Russell. I'm like, damn, who raised this man? Wolves? Okay. Strike 3, I approach him and I go, hey, you, get over here. When I say hi to you, you better say hi to me back. That's what humans do, okay? Next time I see him.
He loved it.
Next time I see him, I'm about to say hi, Russell, and this one comes up in here and starts giving me a hug. And I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this, okay. So then it was like love at first sight. And we've been together ever since.
So wait, did the ex-boyfriend go to school with you guys too?
Yes, he did, and he was friends with him too.
Ooh,
but then he went off to college. He was a year older than us. He went off to college, and then it was just kind of like, I broke up with him because he was cheating on me.
Okay.
And then, him and I found our place.
Okay, I like the love story. And people really enjoy watching you two on Real Housewives of Miami. And part of that is because there's a lot of just chaos on that show, I want to say.
Where the crazies live. Those are my girls. Yes,
Yeah.
But they're crazy. They're crazy.
Okay, well, let's talk. And your husband also shaved your head.
He did.
With you, because we found out, unfortunately, I saw when you were concerned that you might have cancer, and then it turned out you did.
Yes, ma'am. And I didn't even know I was going to need chemo. I ended up needing chemo. I didn't know I was going to need radiation. I got 20 rounds of radiation. This journey has been so crazy, but the awareness that it brings, and that's where I'm like, I don't regret nothing.
Right.
Because of the fact that people are like, when I tell you I went for my first mammogram and I got cancer, and you saved it because it was stage 1. So early... catching it early is the key.
Listen, everybody has been telling me, a lot of my friends have been getting mammograms and like, Angela, did you go? And I keep putting it off, but I know, I definitely need to go do that. You're right about that. Because everybody's like, Ange, did you get your mammogram? When I tell you, my friends keep on telling me to do it, even like people who work with me, and I feel like it's a conversation people didn't really used to have.
That's right.
Like I went and got my mammogram. Yeah. They were like, it was uncomfortable.
It was. But they'd be squeezing your boobie into this little thing, like it's like a pancake. But you know what? You could pancake away, and as long as I'm living, that's all I care about. So I'm definitely happy that I stuck the landing. Is like what I like to say.
Did you have a history in your family at all?
Complete mutation. Not one trace of breast cancer in my family. So this is what's happening. And a lot of times, also people doing the hair products, the relaxers, the dyes.
Right.
All of that has something to do in all of this is what I have a feeling about. So we're exploring a lot of things also on the other side.
Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about how here in the United States we'll use certain products that are banned in other countries that they won't even use there because of the chemicals that are in it. And here it's like
even Coca-Cola. When you go to Mexico, it tastes different because they're using real sugar versus here superficial, artificial sugar. So little things like that I think accumulate to our health.
Now, one thing that was very controversial on the show is the fact that when you did get diagnosed, you didn't tell a lot of people.
No.
And Larsa Pippen was one of the early people.
Big Pippen.
That you told. And then she went and, man, the way they edited that, it looked like as soon as you told her, 2 minutes later, she was like, guess what?
Big Pippen, spreading cheese. That's what I like to say. When I tell you that I had just found out a week before that, that's how new it was to me. So my behavior was so emotionally distraught already. And here comes Larsa stomping down at the first episode at the New Horizon party like, you call me fake? Why you call me fake? I'm like, girl, calm down, pipe down. Like it was a game I did on a podcast and they said, who's the fakest? And I said, Larsa, where's the lie?
Okay, why did you say Larsa?
By the way, so, you could take it however you want, but I think that by visual, let's put it before. and an after, you could kind of easily say, I can see where that would be a good
Okay,
statement.
so it wasn't necessarily about her personality. It was more about...
Well, no. It's layered.
Oh, that too. Okay.
But the point is that I was a lady on this podcast, and I said no reason why I called her fake. I said, who's the fakest? Larsa, next question.
Okay.
Now, there are layers to our friendship where I thought she was being fake with me, which I addressed with her. And this all plays out on the show, and she approaches me stomping down. Then we have this luncheon that was like a luncheon from hell on earth, where she's bombarding me, telling me, don't cry. Oh, don't put this on me. It's not my fault you got cancer. Or, how did you find out? As if she's like a detective, like Inspector Gadget.
Almost kind of like she didn't believe you.
Oh, and then he gets to that point.
Right.
You saw the last episode was like, wait a minute, I'm confused. Does she have it? Like, I don't get it. So it's like, okay.
And look, fortunately, like you said, it was stage 1. And I saw you also do a post where you were like, oh, it's only stage 1 cancer.
You heard the sarcasm in that.
Right, exactly. And people will say that. But, first of all, thank God. It was stage 1 when you caught it and you went and got your mammogram. But you went through a lot.
But whether it's stage 1 or stage 4, chemo is chemo. Radiation is radiation. There's nothing that's taken away and made easier by that. I have neuropathy. I literally have 3 toes I can't feel on one side, 2 on the other. I got burned. I got a freaking blood clots. It goes on and on. I'm not complaining. I'm thankful that I'm alive today. But when people say, oh, it's stage 1, no problem, let's have some bubbly, it's kind of insulting and disrespectful to the community and myself. Right. So I'm standing up here to say that's not okay. You can't just say things like that and think that you are the judger of what's easy, what's not. You don't have people's journey you can't live people's journey for them, And
I want to ask you, how is it for you? This is your 3rd season on the show, right?
Yep.
So how has life changed for you since then? Because I know sometimes mentally it can be hard to be on a show like that where you get to see the everything that people said about you, maybe not in real time, but later, and then you're like, hold on, that's what was happening.
That initiates why I say I think that you're the fakest, because of the fact that I'm thinking I'm your friend one minute, but then when I see all the confessionals, I'm like, damn, she's talking to me like she's talking about Adriana, who they don't really mix well. So that tone and the way that she's aggressive about, like, oh, she needs to pipe down, she needs to put a muzzle on. Like, talking to who are you talking to? Me, your friend?
Right.
No friend talks like that to you unless there's something about it. So I get to the bottom of why she was like that. But the fact that she acts like, I don't even know why you call me fake. I've been nothing but a friend to you when I have receipts on how you weren't. Let's not play this game. But that's all at the reunion now, isn't it? Can't wait for that.
But one thing you do have is a great relationship in your corner. And
that's
a lot of people,
yeah.
But I mean, even with your husband, a great marriage in your corner. And sometimes it's hard when things are unstable because we're watching relationship, tough divorces, going on and having to downgrade lifestyles and things like that. But you've been fortunate because you're happily married. And not a lot of people can say that.
Listen, I apply the method of KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. When I'm home from scening, I don't jump around and like, oh, and this, I don't bring it home. I don't bring that energy home because that will take you down. Right. And no man wants to be listening to all the chatter and the chit chat. So like, while I'm filming, I may call him and be like, hey, here's what's happening with Lisa, the whole thing. But when I'm home, I can't dwell on the bad that Lenny did and look at him a certain way. Like, you better not, because that's toxic in a way, right? So I don't allow the trickle down and drip effect of things that happen on the show to come into my household. That is a serene place, and that's why I think it works with us, is that we know how to separate reality from family.
What about the kids when they ask questions?
Well, I mean, you saw on one of the episodes how I'm taking a walk with Russell, and with the cancer news, I can't even tell them because I'm so emotional still about it. He tells them, and then what my youngest son, my 10-year-old says, he says, well, cancer, what is that? Is it contagious? That's how innocent these kids are, and how hard it is to try to make them understand, no, it's not contagious, it's potentially deadly, it's definitely potentially can come back. There's so many layers to it, but like, you try to protect their safe space. It's been hard, but we did it. Mommy's cancer free now, so we're excited.
That's amazing.
We're excited. Like, this Christmas matters more than any other. Like, I made our house bling bling. I added like lights everywhere because I want to feel like this is the meaning of family. Like, I really want to appreciate it more than ever.
And let's talk about your work for a minute, because I feel like that doesn't get showcased
I know, right?
The way that it could. But you are not just a wedding planner, but recognized by Vogue.
Thank you.
By Harper's Bazaar as one of the best wedding planners
in the world, darling.
In the world.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I want to make sure we put that out there. And I was having a conversation before we started because our producer is getting married. And I told him he should get a wedding planner because, he's been letting his fiance plan a lot of things, but budget matters a lot. And people 100%. Think a wedding planner, it's going to be, I know you're expensive, but in general, the wedding planners are very expensive. And I was like, well, you could actually end up saving a lot of money and a lot of time because
stress.
So talk about it because people who are listening might be, if they're in the process of doing that, I had to hire an interior designer for my home and she saved me a lot of money. So the fee is well worth it. So talk about.
Absolutely. The thing about it is that when you're planning a wedding, you may think like what goes into it. You may have the most amazing template that you Googled and printed from, online. However, you do one thing wrong, for example. Let's say you hire a band, but you forgot to hire them for the 1 hour cocktail and the ceremony, let's say. So you're only hiring them for the reception, but you forgot to hire them for like ceremony and cocktail. And then a month before the wedding, you say, oh my gosh, guys, I forgot to hire you for these 2 components of my wedding. Then they say, well, we already have another gig. And now what? You got to cancel that contract, get another band to be able to fulfill the full day's work.
Right.
It's little things like that people miss because they're not professionals. So you hire people like us because we don't want to end up redoing your contracts for you and having you pay these outstanding, surpluses like that. So hire a planner. We know best, and we will lead you to the well, and you can drink the water. Okay.
And I feel like you also get trade discounts, and that kind of evens
we do,
out.
And we do. I trickle down my discounts to my clients for sure when applicable. That you don't get them all the time, and also you get the right vendors. A lot of times people want to just say, "Oh, he's cheaper, she's cheaper. Let me get them." But at the end of this day, what if you have a clash with the photographer and the photographer ain't photographing? Okay, and now you have ugly pictures because you don't have that connection with them. So we know how to say, oh, you like photojournalism, you need to meet Tony Gahate. He's amazing. You put them together, you speak my language, got it, get it. Now you're giving life, and you can't fake emotion on photos. So that will save you. That's actually priceless to me.
Right.
It's not even.
Those are forever.
Yeah. So I like to upsell sometimes because I'm like, why are you doing it only for 2 hours? Do it for 3 because at the end of the day, the overtime fee is more expensive than hiring them prior to. So little things like that.
And even being able to bargain with people sometimes. You might be like, okay, florist, this is what we can do. Well, this is really expensive, but here's an option that can work.
Or when people hire me, I just say, it's Guerdy, bitch. She's like, yeah, I want to work with you. Okay, wait, I'll do anything.
Guerdy,
I'm like,
bitch.
exactly. So for my clients literally love it because I get more flowers put into the centerpieces. They want to impress me too,
right?
As a planner and a celebrity planner. So they're like, I get to work with Guerdy. Okay, so let's bring 20% more flowers to zhuzh it up to give.
And they know they'll get some press out of it too, because
I'm not just a planner. I'm a designer, a true designer, and I own my floral company for 12 years.
You hear this?
So I am a florist, which I don't touch a stem. I just tell people what to do. But anyway, I am a florist designer and a party planner. So this is called Full-Bodied Experience with Guerdy Design.
Now, can you talk about some people you work with? Because you plan events, you've done it all.
That's an NDA, but I did do
people that we know about.
Chris Bosch's wedding. I did his wedding. I can't remember so many.
Because people have definitely shouted you out, and so the ones that are not NDA protected.
Oh my gosh!
But I know you've worked with a lot of.
I've done a lot of. I've lived a long life.
Yes,
I've done a lot of things in my life. And I don't regret a thing. I love it.
How does so at home with the relationship, it seems like you guys are opposites personality-wise. Okay.
No, complete
So
opposites.
that really works for y'all.
Capricorn and Scorpio
I'm a
forever.
Capricorn.
January 4th.
Yeah, January 3rd.
I will never forget, honey. We know what we like, honey. And so we're complete opposites. And get yourself a Scorpio if you don't. It just works.
That's so funny because I really can't stand Scorpio men.
Lies you tell.
Out of all the signs, that is like my least.
That is match made in heaven, in the stars. How dare you,
I'm
Angela?
glad it worked for you. It's not
amazing.
It's not across the board.
28
all the
years
time.
later, I think we're doing pretty good.
I know you guys are doing amazing. Now, have there ever been times that you've been like, I don't know if I could do this show anymore? Because I feel like anybody who does these shows, there's certain periods where you're like, I'm tired of this.
Sure. I mean, listen, this season actually kind of made me realize like it could go this low in a sense. Like I shared because I thought I was going to be helping people and myself as a therapy. And then what happened was it ended up going into a whole different route where people are doubting me. People are throwing debris on my journey, my road. And I'm kind of like, it was already hard enough. This whole experience has been hard enough. And some people made it harder, and not even whether they knew it that they were or not. The fact of that, till today, they're doubling down on their actions as if I say what I said and I don't regret it. Yeah. So do you, I'll do me, and it's all good.
You think the producers handled things well behind the scenes?
The producers were nothing but respectful to me and my journey. When I tell you, there was one of the producers, and I don't want to share people's business, but he had gone through a cancer journey, and so they understood what I needed, which was silence in the room and just no feedback. It's gonna be the way it is. There's no redo. We're not, oops, the mic fell. I don't care. I'm going to be at this appointment at this time. You're either here or you're not. So I made sure they understood that I'm not doing this for the show. I'm willing to share it for it, but I'm not doing it for it. And it was my journey, and they captured it the way they did, and they did an excellent job. And it was amazing. What happened with castmates is just what happened with castmates. But never did I think that was the biggest blind spot for me to.
Yeah, I would never have pictured something like that happening. Even if I wasn't cool with somebody, news like that, you put
down,
it to
soldier.
the side. Yeah.
Stand down. And it was just not possible.
Who has been the most supportive on the cast?
They have all been in their own way showed up for me, but obviously Dr. Nicole is my best friend, and she's a medical professional, so she understood what I needed from that angle. And Julia's wife, Martina Navratilova, also had just gone through cancer, and so she knew what I needed from a caretaking side. So I had the best of a lot of worlds.
That's good.
All my girls came through for me: Adriana, Kiki, Alexia, Marisol. It was amazing.
What did you think about her opera singing?
So good. I mean, the cojones of it all, first of all, to be like,
she was like, I missed a few notes. But
I was like, girl, but she did it for love.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been to opera one time, the Barbara Seville, I think it was.
Ooh.
But anyway, I don't know what it's supposed to sound like necessarily.
Well, it wasn't.
I was like, I wasn't sure.
Well, she did that, and it was from the bottom of her heart, and it was the intent behind it that mattered mostly. And Martina's face, priceless moments. That's what love is about.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And I also saw when you posted some behind the scenes from your green screen, and there was a period where you had gained some weight and you were so uncomfortable. Oh. But I think moments like that are really important to share, because that's a very human thing that we all can relate to.
Yeah, and I hate when people are like, well, you're already skinny, you shouldn't say. Skinny for me is different than skinny for you. So I was just out of my skin, and like everything was kind of like just felt different, and my face looked different. So I was being me, man. I was keeping it real. That's all. I mean, I think that I look amazing, and I think I'm going to keep my hair.
I like your hair like that. I think it looks good. It really shows all of your beautiful features.
Thank you. And it's just it's a relief. Like women are so many times just like identified like, oh, she got long hair. Like forget the hair, forget the wigs. I got 25 wigs looking at me like, what we doing, bitch? And I'm like, nothing. Staying in the closet.
Wigs, though sometimes. Though.
I know. Maybe it's
an accessory.
I may do a little role playing, but honestly, like it's too hot, and I still I'm on menopause now, girl. Like chemo puts you on menopause. I'm on hormone therapy, and I get hot flashes like Louis Armstrong at a concert, honey. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be drip through them wigs. No, thank you. So baldy Guerdy coming through.
So you guys do role play at home. That's one of the secrets to this marriage.
No, it's not. It really isn't. It takes a backseat to just having good sex. It's about the quality, not the quantity, and what you do around that. So to me, it's more about like just he knows how to put things down, so, it's,
okay.
Moving on to the next question. I'm getting a little,
Let me see Guerdy getting a little bashful. We're not used
Don't
to
look at me like that. Stop looking over here. He's so hot.
Okay, when you think back to, you guys first hooking up, was it like fireworks at first? From the beginning?
We were so young. Do you understand how old were we? We were 16.
Right.
So I don't even know if we knew what we were doing.
That's kind of all
But we got better and better and better. And we are experts of this operation. Trust you, be me. I mean, it's just, that's what I love. It's like we grew up together, and it's a way that he knows exactly what I like. I know exactly what he likes. And he's
right to business.
It's just right.
Right to those buttons that you know how to push.
Yes.
Who initiates more?
He does. Oh my God. This man right here, every day, and I'm like, okay, but the thing is that man can
but
get
now you
it.
Have to worry about your hair getting messed up.
There you go. Oh, so now he's in the shower, in the rain. It's all good in the hood, baby. No, but listen, I mean, he every day, all day, he can do this, right? And for me, in the beginning, before we've come through such a evolution in our relationship, and it's better every day I'm like, how am I still in love with you? Like we text all day, we're still dating.
Right.
So I'm dating my husband, and that is sexy. And when he comes home, it's like, where and when? So it works. I'm blushing. I'm a pastor's daughter.
Well, that's fine. I mean, look, this is very...
It's healthy.
Yeah.
It's very healthy.
God is protecting. So
Yes, hunty.
you guys are good to go.
Yes.
Well, what else can we expect from this season?
Oof. By the way, I'm gonna say 2 words. Mexico City. Girl, when I tell you Mexico City was a thing, it was unbelievable. It was fun, crazy. And it's just its moment. And it will go down in, I think, Bravo history, is all I can say. So Mexico City and the Mamacita Luncheon that is coming up soon. And oh boy, do some blasts from the past come up and start shaking things up. Ooh. And got people shaking and people running away physically, literally. It's a thing. So you guys are up for a lot. And by the way, what happens with me and Larsa, it even gets quote unquote better.
Oh, better. Okay.
No. I'm being very sarcastic.
Okay.
It's like the...
Were you surprised when her and Marcus started dating, when at first they were rumors and then it came out that it was true? Because I thought they was just mutual friends, and she said she was trying to hook him up with somebody else. And
oh, Larsa.
Was that a surprise to you?
Oh, Larsa. Anyway, so listen, girl, I'm busy over here. I ain't got time to be over there. Next question, girl. I can't be in both places. Okay.
No. But and you guys all returned from the last season, so that's a positive thing because we see.
What did you just say?
You guys all returned from the last season, like for this new season that's on now.
Yes. What about
you guys were all on the last season too?
Yeah, we all for the past 3 seasons we've been the same cast members. So it's us. We're a group. I mean, we love each other, to be honest, and we care for each other. If something happens to one of them, of course I'm gonna be like, damn, that's messed up, and I'll show up how I need to as a friend. So that's the thing, is that we're actual friends, and that's some other franchises that may not have that kind of layered friendship, and a lot of the OGs have 10-year friendships.
Right.
So that really anchors the show in the sense of like us building on what we had and what we have, so it's great.
After your franchise, which one do you watch the most? Or do you like the best?
I like Beverly Hills. I'm very good friends with Garcelle.
Everyone loves Garcelle.
And then Dolores, my girl, Jersey. She did a charity baseball game, and she wore a shirt with my face on it. I didn't even I had no idea. And I get tagged on Instagram the day they were filming, and I see her on the field with my shirt and my face. And I'm like,
oh, that's nice.
That's my girl. She's a fellow Capricorn.
Really nice. We love
loyal.
That. We love that for us.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Do you feel like, it seems to me like, because you're saying, you wanted to show your journey because it does help other people. So
and myself.
And yourself. It's therapy for you. Mm-hmm. So can you see yourself doing more? I feel like you have some things in the works as far as breast cancer awareness and organizations.
I have been on the stomping the road for awareness. I've done big things with the American Cancer Society, BCRF, like just a lot of different organizations, including the hospital who brought me back to life. So Memorial Health, shout out. And I have so much more going on. I feel like I want to do some things in the industry that will help people. So alkaline hydrogen water, the most important thing for people who have cancer, to help your body really stay in a pH level that's not toxic and bringing out more to cancerous cells. That I'm working on, and also something for the hair. Mm-hmm. So like when we're working on a transition and hair growth journey, there's that awkward phase where it's kind of like I'm about to grow it out, but it's not looking too cute. So there's a transitional hair concoction that I'm working on prototyping. So I can't wait to share more. I can't wait. So next season, hopefully you'll see me like all on the show showing everybody.
Yes, I want to see the business more too,
Right, exactly.
It's Guerdy, bitch. It should,
honey,
we need to see
I am
that.
that bitch. So I definitely can't wait to see you guys, for you guys to see me in that light as well.
Have you gotten a lot of messages from people who have,
I still have thousands in my DMs. It's so hard to keep up with, and I try to literally reply. So when I see one where it says, I just got diagnosed from cancer, I read it and I say, hey, keep your head up high and always see that light at the end of the tunnel. That would be your only way to just mentally psych yourself to keep going. When the chemo drugs starts coming in your body and you're shaking at night, know that you're worth it and your family's worth it, and do it for you and them, and you will make it. So I sit there and I type away. I love the connection. So I'm creating a little village, and I like to call them the Guardians of the galaxy.
Ooh.
Get it?
That name, Guerdy, is amazing. It goes with so many things.
Guerdy. Wait, I did something for by the 30 Rock for Bravo, and we say it's not 30 Rock, it's a Guerdy Rock. So I could do this all day.
You could do some girdles.
Yeah, exactly. I used to hate my name until I realized how special I was. I'm like, I'm special. I sky.
I think it's a beautiful name.
Beautiful. Yes. Honey.
What does it mean?
Nobody knows, honey. I don't know. People are like, is it short for Gertrude? I'm like, do you want to just stab me in the face now? I mean, it literally is I find it to be an ugly name sounding.
I like it.
But it's a special name, and it's my name, and I like it.
It sounds like an expensive perfume or something.
Oh, Guerdy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's the way you say it. But in French, because I was raised in France, and it's Guerdy.
Guerdy.
So do we like Guerdy or we like Guerdy?
Guerdy. I like that.
See?
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to be following your journey. And it was great to meet you, honestly.
I'm going to follow you on Instagram and do the same.
All right.
I'm watching who you're going to get with, because if it's not a Scorpio, I don't know who, but I'm going to watch your journey too, girl.
I'm over. But you know what? You can have it. No.
I have it already. I like
you
it.
You got this, girl.
You're
you
the
hold
best.
it down for the Capricorns.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you so much.
Way up.